is episode 2 of my first job in America. My name is Seun, and today with me I have Rashida, I have Buki, and I have Boma, who are my friends and live in America with us. If you watched episode 1, and if you haven't watched episode 1, so please just pause and go back to episode 1 of this series so that you can catch on to what exactly we are doing. So ladies, you guys have been in America for a while, so I know you guys have stories, right? So we're telling the story leading into their very first job in the United States. So Buki, let's start with you. Let's just start with you. Look like you were ready.
Oh my.
Alright, so how did you feel when you were told you were coming to America?
Happy.
You were happy?
I was thankful, seriously.
Oh really?
Because that year, right before then, there was strike. And
yes.
I was home and most of my friends jammed me 4 times. So if you don't want to jam that exam, I mean I failed jam. No, seriously, I was really depressed. You know, I was home. Then I was trying to do the A-levels to go to England, and then we went through Unilag to one course. I'm going to put him on blast. And we went, and I know what my father went through to get that money for me to go to that exam.
Yeah.
And then when we went for like a mock exam somewhere for the A-levels, I realized that the man was teaching us wrong curriculum, and we didn't get it. So he swindled our parents for a lot of money.
Oh, for a lot of money. Oh
So we came back crying because we're like, you know, and there was that anxiety of, oh my goodness, I really wanted to just leave because I've been home for 2 years.
Oh my God.
So I felt like I was set back.
Yeah.
So I was just sad. If I was in the US, I would have been depressed, but I just found a way to, I don't know how I survived those 2 years of just being home and trying. I'm the firstborn child.
Oh wow.
So when everything happened, fast forward to how I even got to come to America, testimony, how someone just saw me in church and said, I have a daughter in America. Would your daughter like to come to America? We'll help her everything. She has a place to live.
Whoa,
Yes.
wow.
So that testimony, I'm just going to fast forward that, but that's how I ended up in America because someone saw me in church and saw I was like a nice girl and said she can come. And then my dad tried to find and someone came and paid my tuition.
Wow.
So,
isn't that crazy?
and I came. So that's why I was happy because it was 2 years of depression, of no setbacks and failure, you know, as the firstborn child.
And then God just
came and just accelerated it.
Accelerated the whole thing for you.
Yes, so
and
the emotion, yes.
You didn't have to pay for tuition.
I didn't
you
pay for tuition.
And you had somewhere to stay when.
Yes. So I know.
That
So
was
it's
awesome.
so let's get emotional here. So I was just very happy, humble, and thankful. Yeah.
So to be here. Rashida, how did you feel when you heard that you were coming to? Shaking my head already.
It was so good. You said it should be free, right?
Yeah, free. Oh yes.
Cool. Here we go. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure. Well, part of it because I holiday here with my parents in the U.S. But then it's different when you visit. You're here, you're gone. But just like Buki, I was like, okay, there's got to be something better. I went to FUTA for a year.
Okay.
And I went to FUTA for a year, but I was actually on campus for a few months. Okay. Because as soon as ASU calls off strike, NASU calls there. So I'm like, hey, y'all just combine it and do it together already. So I was getting frustrated. It was right there with Buki. I was getting frustrated, and you start to doubt yourself, really.
Absolutely.
Yes.
No offense to Nigerian colleges, but oh my gosh. So for me, when they said, okay, you know, you can go, you know, you're born there. So I was like, okay. But then I guess because I'm a cynic somewhat, I'm like, let me just wait till I get there.
Because you don't want to get happy and excited first, and then when you now land here, it's like something entirely different.
Let me get there.
Oh, she switched to Odo.
Let me get there.
Guys,
Do you have subtitles?
Language. Can we start the subtitles to that one?
Because by then I didn't believe in sort of the process anymore. Yeah. Like Buki said, I got jammed a couple of times, more than once.
Jam.
Right.
Who came up with jammed exam?
Jammed me.
Jammed me too. There are plenty of us that came from America.
One question. I'm still waiting for one question from Jam that I'm using that is benefiting my life right now. Hey, see? No. But back to So when they told me, I was like, okay, cool. Because before FUTA, I'd been to Ilorin, I'd been to Unilag.
Wow.
You know, and it's like, oh, just come back whenever. So I didn't trust any process. So I was just like, oh, really? I like, no problem.
So when you landed in America, okay, I'm going to ask you that as well. So when you landed in America, I mean, well, I guess it would be different for you because you had been here on holiday before,
Right.
So it wasn't a new thing for you when you got here finally. Like you're
like
familiar
you said,
with the sites and everything already.
it's different.
It's different.
It's different when you visit because when you're visiting, you're like in our case, of course, we visited with my late mom, so it was okay. Every day there were activities lined up. You go to the zoo. But when you land here
Responsibilities
on your own, as in, let me put it to you this way: we got to my cousin's place. It was late in the evening. It was August 21st, 93. Yes, I've been here a minute. And the most exciting thing for me was walking into that apartment, and then I smelled stew. I was like, oh yes, there's a God. Okay, I'll be honestly, I was like, I'll be fine. So it's different. It's like it's different when you're visiting.
When you're visiting,
yeah. It really is.
Okay, how did you feel when you finally got to America? How did you feel?
It was very emotional for me. I was very happy. I was just thankful. I was like, wow, you know. And I think I felt there was that burden of, okay, now you're here. After all that, what's next?
Did you think America looked like what you'd seen in the media? Like, was there like full representation, or did you feel like, oh, America is such a scam?
Yeah.
And like, well, CNN scammed me, or MTV. We used to watch MTV back then. I used to watch MTV back then. Like, MTV scammed me or something.
So no, Dallas Airport was amazing. I was like, oh wow, look at airports. I came from Murtala, then I landed in Dallas.
And back then, Murtala didn't have air conditioning.
It was
The
hot.
toilets were, it was hot.
Yeah, and there was no
hot.
separation of
No
when
separation.
people are coming to, who's coming in, so everyone was coming. So when I landed, I was like, wow, the order, it's civil, you know, oh, beautiful, beautiful. And then driving, though that Dallas toll road, you're just seeing trees, and you're like, wow.
And
Even
then
the trees,
smell.
yes,
There's
even
a
the-
smell.
even the
Right.
even the trees are organized, they're even in line. Like,
Oh, Boko Mani.
no, like, no, seriously, it's like there's not. I'm really trying to be honest. You see, this episode is amazing because whenever I think about my time here, I get emotional. But it's funny now because the trees they were just in line. They were organized. It was not scattered. It was not even the way the grass looked. The grass looked manicured and well fed. Well fed. And then I came and I was just taking on oh wow, that's what. And I always had this thing, I'm an American person. I want to come American, I'm just not comparing with anybody anymore. So like, yes, my dream, Sweet Valley High, that, all those things you read.
Yeah.
So I landed, and then like the next day you're going to go to school, and then I'm an HU person. HU? But you know what? I landed Howard, Georgia Avenue the next day, and I was like, wow. Then I saw the other side of America. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
So I was like, why is it so purple? It's smelly, like the train station, because you took the train station from Silver Spring to DC. And when you get to a certain part on the line, it changes. So I was like, whoa, this is just like some kind of bougie downfall level in America. So that's how I felt like the switch. So that switch was within a day. From the first day, I was like, wow, welcome. And then the next thing, I said, wow, my people, Georgia, I said my people.
Ain't you for real?
Oh my God.
But it's you.
How did you feel when you heard that you were coming to America?
Mine was very funny because I was at home. My dad just called me and said, "Oh, you're traveling." I'm like, "Where are we going to go to London?" Because most of my friends there were going to London. And my dad said, "No, you're going to America." I'm like, "But I don't want to go to America. I want to go to London." So we went to the and I got here. It was fun. We came through Virginia.
Okay, yeah.
It was fun. I was on the plane and my dad said, "Oh, come to first class." Because he was sitting there and I didn't want to because my dad and I would talk a lot, but I wanted to just sleep. And I'm afraid of heights. So. And I got to first class and after a while I was like, Daddy, I want to go back to my seat because sitting in front of me was fun. But I sat down with him for a while and we got here. Because he had told me about all the, unlike our pools, electric pools. We've talked about it. So when I got here, I told my dad, before I came, guess what I did? I was coming to America, so I gave all my clothes up.
Oh my God, I did that too. I gave up all my clothes too.
So what I was wearing was all I had. No, not one.
You didn't have anything.
No, what I was wearing. And then it was winter. I came in November and it was cold.
In January,
Yes. And thank God I talk about my uncle. Uncle Bona is in Bowie. And Uncle Bona came with jacket and my dad already told him, come with jacket because this Chinese of yours. So my uncle came to pick us up. My dad's very good friend from school, from back when they were younger, became Nene's dad. Nina's dad, and he came with jacket and he was like, so the dad said he gave her your clothes. And I literally called all my friends, you know the way I behave. They just came to my room and picked up whatever, everything. So I got here and I didn't have anything to wear. And my sister-in-law was doing her residency in DC, Howard University. She had to take me shopping in the evening. Burlington on there.
Burlington?
Yeah, to go and buy clothes. And I was looking at the clothes and I was like, these things they look shit. Because compared to...
You were spoiled in Nigeria.
Yeah, I was
this
like,
was
no, I was. Funny enough, it was a very funny life. Jam.
Jam.
Yeah. And I was telling my dad, I was like, Daddy, I want to go to Unilad, I want to go to Uniport. And like, the reason I gave my dad I want to go to Uniport was a very funny thing. I was like, Daddy, just sign back of your card and give to me. Let me go to Uniport. I can get into Uniport. It was a very easy thing. Because you were registered of Uniport, I can get into any school. And my dad said, which result? I said, but that you signed for everyone else. And my dad was like, but you have a result.
Yeah, you gotta
The
love
result.
You gotta work for it.
You gotta love
I'm like, I don't understand.
Why I gotta work for it?
But you get to all the, why you said, but your result is not what? You got to
Don't say.
I was like, but daddy, he said, go and study.
Hey.
I said, I want to go to Uniport because all the court boys are in Uniport. I know. Get out of my room. And my elder brother actually, and my elder said, you need to give a good reason. Like,
Exactly.
All the
like,
cults,
like engineering is there,
It was
like
because of
law.
court boys.
But you just said all the court
Thank God for
boys.
Jesus in your life. So when you finally landed in America, was it everything that you had thought or imagined that America was, or were there shockers for you? Did you feel like, you know,
No, I
it was a
cried.
scam?
I cried with my friends.
No friend. And she's a friend. She's a person that likes to have her friends around her. She's very friendly and very likes her girls always around her.
And I blew up my sister-in-law's phone because I was calling Nigeria directly.
Oh
You
yeah.
went Nigeria directly?
AT&T,
AT&T.
CI.
The phone bills kept on coming. My sister-in-law said, take phone card. I will call and if finish, I will pick up the phone. I call my friends. I'm like, this thing is not for Ifoma. Like, you people should. And my friends were like, stop calling. Your sister-in-law said the phone bill. I'm talking about the house. It's not
Oh
nice.
my God.
And my dad would like, stop calling. My father kept on calling. People like, hey, well, they have to call and disconnect. But my brother did something to me that changed my life till today. Because he was doing his residency in Boston. So one night he came back and he woke me up 2 a.m. He said, Blood, let's go for a ride. And he said, 2 a.m.
That's the time when they have those conversations.
And then we went for, my family, we have our, my father used to have our, when he's angry with you, we call you at 5 o'clock, when the sleep is sweet, that's when he will call you and tell you what is going on, why he's angry at you. So my brother called me, we went for a ride to Baltimore. And we parked the car and said, see that car at this place, that person was very rich, that person lost everything. So till today, and people ask me, why is it that you got cared about, you know, when we're in school, when we used to do all those parties, people tell me, why is it that you don't drink or you don't touch this, you don't touch that.
Because your brother
My
had already
brother
showed
Scared you straight.
Because when we got into Baltimore, I'm like, is this part of America?
I know.
That was
Part
my
of
first
America.
week off. Because he just came back from Boston, woke me up. I'm like, and we went for that ride. It changed my life in America. I'm like, this is still America. Because I like, it was like, yes, this is part
And
of
it's very
America.
close by to where you walk.
Yeah.
It is.
From
So it's not, you didn't have to,
Yeah,
it's not over
At all.
there.
When I tell people that story, they look at me like he did that to you. I said, yeah, but it was very good.
It was very good.
Yeah.
I'm thankful for the
Very. And then later I went to Southeast.
Southeast. You got to take with Southeast.
Yeah.
I remember also that when I first came as well, and unfortunately then cell phones were just I think I came like in way late 90s, early 2000s. It was
Pagers.
Yeah, it was pagers and then landlines
pagers.
and then even the Nigerians. When I had to call my friends, I used to call their landlines to tell them. So, and I remember the first time I saw like a homeless person, you know, on the street, because again it was like someone hit me with a brick. Like, wait, hold up, you know, like I was in the car and I had the person I was driving. I had to give the person like a bar, like stop, you know, like don't move, like wait, back up. I can't back up. I'm like reverse. Like, is that a homeless person? Like I wanted to read the sign, and I did I even have a I think I had a cell phone, but I'm not even sure my cell phone had, it was those flip phones.
Mhm.
I don't think I had a camera then, but I was so, I was so hell-bent on finding a way to document what I just saw. Like, I gotta show this to people in Nigeria. Like, no one is going to believe what I've seen. And it was, again, I think it was maybe like that Georgia Avenue entry.
Yes,
It's like you're relaxed and you're chilling while you're driving, and you just relax. And then all of a sudden it's like boom, you just went from America to Dre-Legba or something, and you're like, you sit up immediately. You know how you're chilling like
yes, I know.
The moment you see you just sit up like, hold up, is this America?
I'm telling you.
And then I kept trying to describe in my letters to my friends, like, listen, you don't even understand that the person had the signs. The person, you know how people have dada, looked unkempt, and they were begging for money. Like, this is America. America is not all that. It's all that, and then at the same time, it's not all that. It has both sides of it. So that was a culture shock for me. Like, I was not expecting in every part of.
Oh my gosh, the sausage.
70 bus.
The
From
70
Silver
bus.
Spring straight down to down.
Yeah,
all the
Yeah,
way
that
down
was
to
very-
avenues.
Yeah, 70 bucks.
$1
And
at the price of
yeah.
70 cents
And
and
just
doing
stood
this.
there.
It's so long. Like,
It's so long.
Go to Fort Top.
Then you change
pick
it,
up,
yes.
pick
So
it
it's
up from
nice,
there.
like you said.
It's nice.
And then you just start picking,
As
you
soon
know,
as you get
and then you're
outside.
trying to mirror, you're trying to, connect what you've seen on TV
Mhm.
back home,
With
what your expectations are, the baths, and then you see those, and then you're emotional, you're like, wow, you're shocked,
Yeah.
you're sad, then you're thankful,
Mhm.
then you're fearful.
It's a mix of emotions.
Yeah, mix of emotions.
Yeah.
And you're
And
fearful.
then I feel like that's
Yeah.
when you also get to know a lot more
Yes.
about gun violence and things like
Yes.
that, because they keep those things away from you in the media that you're seeing in Nigeria. They don't really show you that, except when you're watching movies.
Yes.
Menace to Society
Yes.
and the rest of them. If you watch all those movies back
It's
there,
still made nice.
nice.
When I
like
say gun violence, so my experience was slightly different from yours. Like I would typically call it when I talk to my sisters, I would say what was your baptismal when you get to
America.
any country
Any
outside
country,
of Nigeria. Mine was I had to go to Howard. So I'm on the 70 bus. I have the admission letter, but you know how you have, well, I don't know if you had the enrollment fee. When I came in, it was 150. So you had to take the letter, your results, all of that. So I'm sitting there and I'm going by myself, by the way. That's awesome. So, I'm sitting there, did the whole Silver Spring. Silver Spring, you could eat off the floor of the bus. As soon as I switched to the 70 sausage bus, those two,
Yeah, that's split.
the smell.
I can.
What
That's
the
still
heck?
today.
That wasn't even what hit me. What hit me was, it was this liquor store. It was to my right. I'm sitting close to the window. And just, I already know where I'm supposed to get off, pull the cord, got it. And why I don't know till today, I just happened to look over to my right. Don't know what they were talking about. The next thing I know, this guy pulls out a gun, shoots this guy. What? Right there.
Right there in your presence.
I'm on the bus.
That's America for you.
We're at a stop.
That
We're at
is
a
America
stop
for
line.
you.
Stayed in America after that.
Oh my dear. More guns. More guns. He shot the guy. The guy falls. He takes off. There's like an alley right next to and he takes off, and it was like this silence. Nobody was really doing enough. Like, chase the guy, help the guy that's been shot. And I'm sitting there, the people on the bus, they were not in the
It was. I feel like they didn't move because it wasn't new, right?
But it was for me.
It
Like
was
you
for
said,
you.
it's just in the movies. My dad loves his westerns, but that was just. He just shoot,
He just did.
and you just hear the pop, and the guy is down. He goes to the alley, and people, and of course I'm like, ah! And people are looking like, what the hell is wrong with you? I'm not in Lupo Marando. I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry.
I'm not
used
gonna.
to this.
And he just goes in the alley
And just like that.
no siren, because in the movies
You
Yeah.
get a siren immediately.
no
and
siren,
everything.
nobody's
Nothing.
doing anything. So I'm just
No, I
like,
know that.
It's just another person. So, Baba, what was your first job?
and
The very first job you had when you got into this country. What was your first job?
she said,
Okay. I'm not going to find the bookstore. That one is not a job. That one is just we go to class and we come back. So that was an intern. But my first job was a security job.
Okay. Who used to give that to security?
Who were you secure?
Oh, they will send you to different sites, but one of the sites, what I did was downtown Silver Spring on Fenton Street. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So wait, before you even continue, you know what? The irony of this whole thing that kind of like this is somebody whose father flew first class.
That's what I'm about to say.
So and then his
I
daughter
was
is
about to
coming
say
here
that.
and do security job. So the shock kind of like, do you understand? Like, and this one was this. I know this one very well. She was super spoiled in Nigeria. So
I was spoiled a little bit, but I can. What aside girl.
Spoilage get levels. See, I call me spoilage. Doesn't exist. There's no spoilage.
I'm a what aside girl all the way. She can tell you, I'm a both way.
yeah.
She can tell you I'm like agro. I'm a what aside girl too.
Spoilage does not exist.
No spoiling. There's the so in Port Harcourt I can tell you I can go to Borokili and I can survive.
Survival skills. She got it.
Yeah. So but
Security.
it was fun because the money was good compared to making.
Yeah, they came
Who
out.
introduced you to
Yeah.
that?
No. They came. I think someone. Yeah.
Everybody.
Who
Yeah,
else?
from
The
campus.
United Fans.
Yeah, we were in school.
Who's the other one? I like Burton. I think there was some.
Yeah.
There were
Admiral.
Yes.
Admiral.
Admiral Burton. Vance.
Admiral
Vance was the
Security.
one I worked with.
Oh, you didn't admit they were very good. They paid up. The first year, you know, $7. Was big money. No, they were.
Yeah, there's a lot of money.
Yeah, because bookstore was $6, and Admiral can give us $7. So we're so happy.
Carry gun.
And then no, Admiral did not carry gun.
No,
But
I
if
think
you-
they
if
offered.
you
I
have
said
a
no.
license, yeah, you have a
So
license,
then they
yeah.
gave
I'll
us
give
then
you
they
one
gave
to
us
shoot
increase
myself
by
in the
50 cents. It was good money.
Yeah.
50.
So you guys came here as I came on a visa, so I couldn't work.
Ah.
Oh god.
So when
So
you finally
yeah.
were able to work, what was your first job?
Before that, I knew I had to start because when my mom dropped me, like she only had 2 weeks, and I remember I used to take that bus to go, and she left. Usually she walked to the bus station stop, and then she'll go. So that particular day, she watched me, and I didn't go. I was crying because I couldn't even take my mom to the airport. She had because things
so
were
it
just
stopped right
exactly. So I knew that because I had 18 or so by myself. That that now I think it was pressure.
You got a year over me.
Wasn't it? Yes.
I
And by myself, I just stood there in that passing. I was like, wow. And then my mom gave me only $300. I said, that's all we have. She said, make us proud. So, not to get too emotional, because I remember that every time I think it was in Festac of Maryland, Spring Hill Lake. That's where I was.
Yeah, that's where I
That's
was
where I
too.
was. So I just stood that staircase. The bus, I missed the bus twice. I just stayed there.
Like,
just
so when I
cried.
come back, she's not gonna be there.
Yes, and I can't. So I just cried. I said $300. Wow. So and I'm accounting, I could be advisor. And what I had said was before I came to America, when I like super regional, but we were comfortable, and that was my first time I get on a plane, never traveling.
Yep.
So before that, I had to shelter me. So I had a lot of friends who were from Warri in QC.
Yeah.
So a lot of Warri girls and some of my friends they knew how to cook or to go and bus somewhere. I'm like, don't bus will come pick you up. So I started on my own, trying to figure out how to just get on the bus, just keep on Oshodi.
Right.
To whatever my own and just not look like a butter girl. Just look like I can blend in. But I've been nervous. I didn't want those conductors to abuse me. So that practice and exposure actually helped me when I came here.
Yeah.
So that $300 was all I had. So I knew I had to make money. And fortunate person I was staying was saying, okay, don't worry about rent for the first 3 months, 4 months. She was fine with it. Oh my God, I had to work. So I said, just find me anything, and no paper. So I think I found a deli somewhere, and then there was no. I don't remember that job, but on campus, Jumoka Berioji, Ayodeji, in that her brand herself that had no heat in winter. Julie, sorry.
You didn't just cast her right now.
But you know what? Can I say something? So everyone that has been a blessing that came as marriage, it's amazing I didn't marry an unknown person. Everyone that blessed me financially.
Stop.
Everyone that blessed me in everything connection were all on those
In the house.
all on those. The one that paid for my tuition to come here.
Are you serious?
Oh,
Those were good.
the ones that gave me No, seriously. I said that they're the ones. And the free house on Joe were still till today.
Oh god.
I don't know if I'm
We're good.
Oh, God. Then Julie said,
carry on.
So she said,
Okay, rush out.
so Jimmy, so I was at the library. Warripo, I'm going to Warripo Studio.
I'm not worried, but I'm
She's
like
like
that.
Oh, that area. Okay, so I mean, my
son
on
can do
campus.
people is different, but I have an undo priest.
So when I got on campus, right, how would the library, there's this lady there, Sister Lou, she was very good, so she was the librarian, everyone knew her.
Oh my
So-
God, my brother.
So she would go there and then she just say, oh, welcome to Howard. And she was like a mother on campus. Everyone, even the Moroccans, the whites, the Jamaican, everyone knew her. She's a Nigerian woman, so Lou. And she just go there, she said, oh, you're Nigerian? She started talking to me and she said, Jimmy, she needs a job. And then Jimmy said, okay. And that's how we were like on campus. So Jimmy said, go to the A building, let's try to find a job, here, find this.
mighty A building.
Nothing. And then Jimmy realized that I was on F1 visa. So there was a time limit you had to have turned in. So I'm there, I'm crying in the corner there. She came and she's like, I needed the money. So she went and found someone that she knew. And that's how I was able to get the first job on campus. You know, like, and that was through her. She picked me up and that her, you'll be freezing, you know, that my boleting jacket. And then, God bless Jimmy, she's walking me down there. So I could not really, you know, so I wait in the car for her. And what my shit, I'll do my homework. And I'll be like, can we just do the work? And she'll okay, we'll get right back. And then she said, let's go and get that job on campus now. So you know, she took me in that car, got there, and then I remember when I finally got that job, the one I could do was Nigerian strategy, that library, financial aid office.
Yes.
Or you have to work with employment, Blackburn Center, events. So I said, okay, career development, CPD, what we call this. I got there, I started working there, and it was working resumes and things like that.
Right.
But all I could do was $7, and we can only do 20 hours as US citizens, non-US citizens.
Yes.
So I remember I used to get $280. I know my and you don't get taxed.
Oh yeah, every 2 weeks.
2 weeks, you don't get paid tax
Work
because
study,
you're on the poverty line.
Mhm.
And I remember for the first 2 weeks, and most of my first 2 weeks, I didn't get my paycheck. So I'm like, I planned, you know, I planned that paycheck.
But that paycheck is gone before it gets.
So I was planning, and I told them, I said, I don't Miss Tate. Miss Tate, that I've not been seeing my picture. I'm my Nigerian are getting there. She said, yes, I'll call them again. I've told them. I said, I did Bukola on my depo. They said, no, none of them coming here, Buki. That's why I don't like Buki. So when I was there with her, they used to come and drop the checks for them to sign. So then they came say, hey, Miss Tate, okay, this is you want to sign for the checks? And I said, I don't told them. There ain't nobody by the name of Ade, but I don't even know how to say it. I said, it is me.
It is me, I'm here.
So for the past 2 weeks, I was not getting paid because she knew me as Buki. But she knew the last name. So I'm like, Miss Tate. So I said, everybody start calling me Bukola. So no Buki, no Buki. Bukola. So, you know, so everybody started calling me Bukola. So that was it. So that was my first job doing that. I think there was one other job I was in underneath some way. I'm trying to remember. I remember it.
Actually, what was your first job?
So my first job was at McDonald's. It's literally about 10 minutes walk from, because I stayed with my cousins. Now it's changed, but at the time it was Spring Hill Lace apartment. And so got the job, went for the interview. Still remember my manager, Roxanne Miller was her name. And then she moved to Pennsylvania a while later. Sorry?
Was she nice to you? That's what you remember.
She was really nice. She was really nice. I was nervous, right? Because I didn't know what to expect from the interview. But I got there. Would you like something to drink? No. You want something to eat? No. Let's just, let us do what we came to do.
So, what was your first salary?
Definitely no $7. I can say that. Let's get that straight. It was about $5. It was no more than $5.
Yeah, it was about, because they quite, sorry, McDonald's, we're not trying to cast you, we're just saying it as it is, but you guys pay
it was no more than $5
ever.
I can tell you that.
Yeah, it definitely was about that. So my final question to you is this, right? Would you ever have imagined when you were in Nigeria, when you were coming here, would you ever have thought that you would work at McDonald's? Did that ever occur to you that your job would be at McDonald's?
The short answer is no.
When you were thinking about how you were going to work in
I think I was going to work in
your job was pushy.
No, there was another one, but it was a restaurant. I was cleaning.
You were cleaning.
So the day they told me I had to go. Can you wash dishes and pour rice? We need more rice from the Jamaican restaurant. They're so good to me. And because the owner came to my wedding. Because it was good to me. Because the first paycheck that I got was cash there because
of course.
I lost the money. And yes, the money was 70 bucks. I slept up. I think it was stolen from me.
Oh.
So I remember the next day they knew I didn't. But when they said, and it was carnival, you know that carnival they have in and that was my second day on the job.
Oh.
And then I had to go wash bathroom.
Did you ever think that?
I just thought back to my life like wash bathroom. I don't know.
When you were coming, did you ever think before security? Did you ever think that Mama would be a security officer? Did I ever report to you?
Did you know what this would do to me? Was it 2003, 2004, 2002, 2003? We had a snowstorm.
Yeah.
You know, this food left us there for 2 days.
For 2 days.
No food, no water. They didn't even answer.
Because nobody else could come and switch places with them. Because everyone was on lockdown.
We were off.
Yeah, remember that snowstorm? Yeah. I remember.
No movement.
She
guess
called
what?
me. She called me. She told me.
I called Seun. I kept on calling Seun. She was sleeping. You were leaving that. I was so angry at her. And I would call Seun. Seun was like, my mom said I can't use the car. Can I use the car? My sister said I can't use the car. And apart from that, the car was not like
I didn't tell them it was a life or matter of life
I
or
said, bring
death.
food. I didn't even say come and pick me up. Bring food. No,
That's all I
All the
asked.
stores were closed.
There was no Uber Eats, nothing that you could
We
deliver.
were there for
Yeah.
2 days.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
And then guess what they gave us? Later, thank you very much for your hard work. You know, that was the last day.
Like you're supposed to frame that letter
Yeah, your
and keep it
services
somewhere. You know what I
And
mean?
you know, you show your children, show your nieces and everyone they want. I'm just saying, stay there. There's a story behind that.
The
Thank
story
you.
behind that thing.
You know what I just
I never
realized?
went back.
You know when you were talking to your to our parents, what are you complaining about? I walked in 10 feet of snow. Blah, blah. So now you can tell your kids,
I'm so thankful for you guys, being here, sharing all those experiences because, America is great. It's awesome. I'm very dicey when it comes to saying that it's the best country or greater than Nigeria there because I live here, yes, and you guys might crucify me for that, but I'm also very pro Nigeria. Don't get that wrong. Like I'm very pro Nigeria. So and America offers a lot of great opportunities that we don't have in Nigeria, which shame on our leaders for that. That don't offer us opportunities, and that's why we are here and we can share those stories today. Which I feel like if it were the other way around, if an American was to live here and move to other countries, I don't think they go and do all this kind of jobs that we had to do when we came here.
No.
You know what I mean? They don't have to do that. So it's quite shameful on our leaders in Nigeria that this is what we've been subjected to.
Right.
However, this is part of the story, and this is what made us who we are today.
Yes.
And I want to say, and I'm very thankful to God that, on every level, I believe that everyone who you will see on this show has achieved some level of success or the other. Right, so that's part of our story, part of what shaped us into being the people that we are today. So I want to say thank you to you fabulous ladies for coming on the show and sharing this amazing part of your life. Thank you guys for joining and stay tuned. Episode 3 is coming up next.